Welcome to working with Adobe XD in the creation of a simple storyboard. Really simple. In fact, when you do a storyboard, it's usually a series of frames as we see here, but not necessarily so in terms of starting off that way. So let me explain. Here I have a t-shirt, and with that t-shirt is just some characters that were developed into sort of a comic book scene, which was also used for a t-shirt as well, but it's more like a mood board, a New York style storyboard combining all the imagery like a comic book, which essentially a comic page it is, telling the story of the meeting and the non-agreement between two characters being analog and digital. So how do we get that into the format? Well, I'm just going to go back to XD and just show you what's going on here. Essentially, we've got all these storyboards made with that same file and just sliding them around. What I want to do is start right at the end. We have design view, we have prototype view, and we have share view. If I come all the way over to the side, we can actually generate a link. And to generate a link, we can just basically click here and we can copy the link if you want to email it to somebody to share. So you can actually email it to anybody in the world for them to see this, because we're going to upload it basically to Adobe service so it can be shared. Now with this link here, essentially all I do is click on it, and now we're going and generating a link on the ID's or Adobe's site, XD site, and storing it, and there it is. So let me tell you a little bit about that story. Chip and Chuck AI versus analog. I've made this a little bit interactive, and let's just click on it using that same graphic. We're just sliding through here. And here's good old Chip, computer human interactive program, working on a great big digital file on the computer, saying, oh my goodness, digital, it just simply rocks, does things that you cannot do in any other format. In fact, working on a picture of you, I've totally taken you apart and reformatted it into a Cubist masterpiece. So really, what do you think of that? Chuck thinks to himself. Let me see. Well, opening his tool chest and pulling out his good trusty spanner, click, clank, clickety, click, click, and voila, yes you can. So anyway, there's that story just put together, and here it is being shared online, and we can have a comment from all your clients, whatever, done incredibly quickly with the least work possible to get the storyboard out there before we proceed with any animation. So let me just close that and come back to our file again. So what's going on here? Now, if I just take this file, I'm just going to go back to design view here. This is where we design everything. And it's just an iPad. It says iPad here, the format. If I double click on this, here's the file that I just brought in. It's going over the other ones. I'll click on another one. That's going over something else. Oh my goodness, I haven't even worried about how I've done that. I've just brought in the file, just made sure it was sufficient size to be able to scale to its largest format, and just simply slide it around to different formats. So when you're in design view, you go to prototype view, and all you do in this case is basically, I've just created a mask, and I've just slid that mask over to another frame, being this one. And if I just click on that, we can sort of see there, and it will give you the indication. I've just got tap. You can actually even have drag, although you need something to be draggable for that to actually happen. It can be demonstrated with another movie. Even voice, so I can click on voice and have type in start or whatever I want, and then off it goes. But I'm just on tap at the moment. I'm going auto animate, going to iPad 2. You can choose any destination you want. I want to ease in and out and just give it a time. I quite like 0.8 seconds. I can change that to anything I want, or just type in there whatever's going to be great. So we're not going to use scrolling because we're just staying with the format. We're not going outside of the page. But anyway, so each one has another animation, and then I just go and click on the play it, just like what we saw before, and then off it goes, and it's just simply animating that same format. Now we can even, if I go all the way back to the start here, I go bang, 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 and then I've got it linked up to start. This is where I can record a video. So if you don't have access to their cloud, which is pretty cool, you can just go and record a video. By the way, You can even, down here, if I click here, enable your microphone if you wanted to do your voiceover of what's going on as well, to record that. But anyway, I just want to leave it as is, and I can go record. And then now it's got this little icon, and it will just show that process, and I'm simply making a video of it as we go through. When you want to stop that, just come back up to here and click stop. And basically you're just creating this video that is going to save as just a .movie file. And then you can convert it to any format you want, but you can send it around that way. But anyway, either way you're covered. So how do you do this? I'm just going to quickly go and put this together. So just to go through the different sizes, Command 0 fits the screen. Let's see, just making sure it's back to the design view to make it a little bit easier. I'll click on this one. I'm going to go Command 3, which will zoom right into whatever size it is. There it is, Command 1, 100%. And basically then it's just normal stuff like Command minus, Command plus, Command 0 just to fit it all in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold my spacebar and just move it out of the way a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a little bit of example, just creating something. I'm just going to come over down into the page icons on the left hand side here, click on that, and that's going to change all the different sizes that I want here. So we can have any size, web, basically Surface Pros, Androids, right through to watches, and of course iPhones and things like that as well. So let's see, what will I stay with? The watches is going to be too small for what I want to demonstrate here. So I'm just going to keep it nice and simple. Just go to an iPad view again. There's my iPad. And I can have it any format I want. I can leave it this way or I'll just spin it around the other side. This one's just a 1024 by 768. And I'm going to bring in my graphic. So just go File, Import. Where's that graphic? There it is, just there. And I'll bring that in. And there it is. I want to go back to my point of view just so I don't get really confusing here. Now I can scale this up to whatever size I simply want this to be. You can even go through and make mask sizes. So if I create another shape, or I'll use a circle shape here and drag it over the top here. And pointer tool, hold your shift key or just draw a big marquee around the both. So they're selected. You can come up to object and you can mask with shape, which is what I did before. And there's my shaped mask to animate and do something with. If you want it to not be a mask anymore, basically just hold your, or you can actually right click or control click and basically just come down there and just ungroup mask and it's gone. But anyway, I'm just going to keep this nice and simple. There's my first graphic here. Scale it up to whatever size I want it to be. I'll make it nice and big for this one, just with the characters there. Then I'm going to create another one here. In fact, rather than having to create it and then bring in it again, you don't want to do that because you will need to use the same shape. So just click on this and just Command D just to duplicate it. And what I'm going to do is double click on this one and I'm going to go all the way just to the end frame there. And in fact, I'll even make it even bigger. Oops, so I've got that selected. Bigger again. That's great. Hold the spacebar just to move it around so you've got everything selected. Maybe we'll just go plus to bring it in a bit better so we can see it once more. That's much better. Spacebar to move around. Just going to click outside of that, and now I want to do my prototype animation. So is that good enough? That'll do. So let's just click on this first one. Well, actually, before I do that, let's go to prototype. So I click on this first graphic here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of that and just go to this one. And I can have voice, of course, and whatever you mention as well. Just stay with tap. I'm going to stay with auto animate. And I just want to ease in, ease out. 8 seconds is great. So that's going to be the first animation there. So the second one, so I'll click on this one, and I might just have to move it just out of the way a little bit so I can see that once it's, just click on there. Just so I can get, oh, there it is. I'm sort of exaggerating the size a little bit here, and I'll bring it back to this one. And I'm just going to drag it back in here. Now what you can see when you click on this in your prototype view, I click on this, you see a little home. That makes sure it's going to open up when you go and just preview it. So always just do that. And let's have a look and see how that works. Click on this, there you go. Click on it back, there it goes back again. So there, my friends, is just how quickly you can put a storyboard together, even staying with a mood board effect, to just get this working really, really quickly and then send it off on the cloud and showcase it without any work whatsoever. So thank you for watching.